crispy.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Figures in Action. And today I bring to you let me focus here. There we go. An Asian-inspired modern alleyway. So in this look, it looks more like a corner type alleyway, but that side wall, that orange wall there, you can take that off and kind of put it right here between these two pillars to make it kind of a longer alleyway. So was asked by a gentleman who has actually participated in some of my raffles. Sometimes I raffle these dials off, so I'll make a dial. If I don't have any commissions on the table, what I'll usually do is create something I wanted to create, and then I'll end up raffling it off through a game on Instagram where you buy a spot, and then I spin the wheel, and the last person remaining wins the diorama. So the gentleman who requested this had bought several spots in some of the raffles, and he ended up actually buying a smaller dial that I sold on Whatnot, and hit me up because he wanted something bigger. And he said he wanted this, and he sent me some pictures, and some of the important aspects for him was to have kind of that signage on the side there. You can kind of see it there too. He wanted the lanterns overhead. So it was a few things that I've never done before. So I always get a little excited whenever it's something that it's new, and I get to explore the creative side of it and try to figure out how this is going to work. So I guess in my mind, and this is not something he told me, but I guess in my personal mind, and let me just take this, this is a G.I. Joe Viper here just for size, but let me take this off. And so I guess like he didn't request this, but for me, a lot of times it's hard for, I should say that. So he wanted kind of the longer version. I mean, he got the longer version, but he wanted it set up that way. But for me, like, I feel like if you're going to display, this is easier to display when you have kind of a corner type of display versus kind of having a longer display. So I wanted it. So, I didn't discuss this with him. I knew what he wanted, but I also wanted to kind of set it up in a way that makes sense in my head, and it's going to be good for him and I guess kind of the future of the diorama and how he's going to display and so forth, action figure photography, whatever it is that he's going to do. So what I did is I ended up magnetizing this wall, but I also kind of added this extra cement deal here so that when I can literally take it off because it's just magnetized by that and a magnet back there. And then what I can do is I can put this between the two pillars, and then it gives it some stability so it doesn't have to be magnetized there. And then what he can do is kind of turn it around, and I'm doing this with one hand, so I'm trying my best to not knock stuff out. And then he has kind of the longer alleyway that he had envisioned in terms of action figure photography, and it still gives it kind of a couple different looks. You can shine some light on the back window there, turn off some main lights, so you kind of have that showing through if you wanted to do it like that. I also made it so that you can put some light behind this window as well, and that door is removable. So so I was able to get them both looks, and let me break down real quick what I used and how I went about this build. All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty of this. So this wall is all foam, just the pink foam that I've used a million times. Then I took the Proxon and I was able to make these smaller kind of sliver thin type pieces to make it look like a metal type look. Just wanted to give I guess the idea here for me in terms of the colors that I use and the style that I went with. I wanted to be less American, I guess, and I always feel like Japan is in China, like they're always more colorful when it comes to these type of situations with their lanterns and so forth. So wanted to kind of portray that. He had, part of the deal was that he wanted 3 windows, he wanted 2 doors, he wanted one of the doors to be open, so we can actually open this door. But let's break it down real quick. So foam here, this is just let's take this out real quick. But before I take this out, let me just explain what this is. All right, let's take the hook off here, tangle it up. So this is magnetized, but this is just foam. foam dowel rod. This is just those hook, you know, set of 5. It was a 5-set hook package. So I got, which was perfect, exactly what I needed. So this is magnetized, and the way I magnetized it was kind of towards the edge here. So when you place it down, the weight that's it being pulled from the lanterns, because these are a little, you know, they do have a little bit of weight, will keep it from kind of collapsing or falling down. So I wanted to do that. So that's that magnetized there to the floor. These signs are just basically foam in the middle, and then like balsa wood surrounding it, and dowel rod so I can stab it into the wall there. And this is just paper, just printed paper. These lanterns were spray painted orange, and I was able to kind of create a little area to loop or to put the strings through. But yeah, this is a string that was actually, I didn't have any string, but then I had some black string. But inside the black string, there was this white string, so, or white rope or whatever it is. So I was able to do that. But you can hook this on like that. Take it off the hook here, the hook there, the hook there. All these were glued into place, so they won't come apart. Same thing with the sign there. This is just those finger lights I've used a million times. This is actually was gold. I had to spray paint the silver. I couldn't find any silver piping, but it's from Hobby Lobby, but the section where you could train section and so forth. This is just foam as well. This is a thin foam sheet. Same thing there. This is that grill rather that I've used in what do you call them? Why do I do that to myself? Dojos that I've used in the dojos. This is just a corrugated cardboard. This is balsa wood. This is all foam. This is just a 3D printout. My boy Chris Cassidy has sent me a whole bunch of them. So this is just a couple of them. Just use them there, because I always feel like those Asian alleyways are always a little fancier. You know what I mean? For the floor, basically what I did is, I'll show some pictures at the end, but I printed out a pattern from the internet and I placed it here. So that I can just kind of carve it with like put the paper down and then carve it and then take the paper off, paint in the butt. But it came out pretty good. Then what I did is I used spackling, but I tinted it as black as possible just to kind of give it that dirt and that grit. And this is just plant dirt that I put there. It looks a little darker in the corners because I Mod Podged it twice. This is a little lighter just because it's Mod Podge with just sprinkled dirt on there. Let me see, what else am I missing? Oh, these are wood. So this is a wood inside, a little wood there, and this is just the sewing mesh that I've gotten from Michaels and so forth. Let's see what else I'm missing. I think that's pretty much it. Same thing here. This one's also magnetized. This back piece, like I showed you earlier, is magnetized. And this is just a messed up poster from Baby Metal. Apparently it is the biggest metal group in Japan from my research. And then yeah, this sign comes off as well. Pegs right off. Same deal here. Foam in the middle. Balsa and dowel rods there. This light comes off again. Same deal. Pegged right into it. Stabbed. And then this back piece just... And so this door does, you can't take it out, so you can do that. The rest of the windows in this door cannot do that. And there you have that. And then the floor piece, I have a little piece of foam sheet with that adhesive back, and I put this here because there was a little bit of a gap and the door was a little loose, but by placing it here, it kind of tightens everything up. And that's just the base. Alright, y'all, and that's pretty much it for this build, and is being shipped off today. Very happy with the way it came out, and I am out of here. Check out the pictures at the end, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.